Ready to get into your sense of sight? Here we go. For today's episode, we're going to drop further into our eyes, into our sense of sight. And this will further slow us down so that we can drop deeper into the dream time of the forest, the liminal spaces. This is a simple and slow invitation, as most of them are. As you might have noticed by now, forest bathing is not a fast activity. It is quite slow. In fact, it's been described by some as being glacial in nature, like a glacier. So barely moving. So this is a very slow practice. That's part of the benefit. It's a balm for all the fast moving that many of us do in the regular world. So to contrast that, this is about slowness and about stillness. This practice is not fast. So let's get into our eyes. Today's invitation is simply this: walk slowly down a trail and look for movement of any kind. You can look for movement that's very close, and you can look for movement that's very far away. You can look for movement that is very big, or you can look for movement that is very small. Just movement of all kinds. Just where do you see movement? That's all you got to do. Take about 15 to 20 minutes to walk maybe 100 feet of trail, maybe 150. So it's very slow. This is not fast. And when you find something that you might enjoy, something's moving in a way that makes you feel pleasure or makes you feel happy in some way, then feel free to pause there and just take a break and just look at what you found and enjoy it. Enjoy the flavor of that movement, and then move on to the next thing. But it's just barely moving along, and you see anything that's moving, stop and just see that and just appreciate. Like right now I'm seeing the movement of the top of a ponderosa pine just moving in the breeze a little bit, and seeing the sun glint off the needles. Understand that this invitation comes after doing the sense inventory and taking some time to do that. Maybe 10 to 15 minutes to go through all of the senses, spending time to really awaken those senses. And then we move into this moving down the trail and seeing what's moving. So keep that in mind. It's a simple yet challenging invitation. It has been for me. I sometimes get kind of caught up in being efficient and busy and moving quickly through the world. And this invitation causes me to really slow down and to focus less on my doing and more on my being. And I sometimes resist that because it feels different. It feels like I should be doing something more. I shouldn't just be sitting here looking for motion and finding pleasure in that and enjoying pleasure. I sometimes feel like there's no time for pleasure. I've got to keep doing stuff. But I'm realizing that for me has manifested as tension in my body and guarding in my gut, my belly, and just in my lower back and so forth. It's like, it's not worth it. So I'm doing this practice to slow down on purpose and notice what's around me. So, if you do this invitation, I encourage you to leave a comment in the video description below answering the simple question, just like last time: what did you notice? I really envision sort of a council, a cyber council of sorts, where we can all make comments in the comment section and reflect on what we noticed when we did this activity and learn from each other in that way. I think that would be really wonderful. So until next time, thanks again so much for being here. It means a lot to me that you make the time to be here for this. And if you've got a friend that you know that you think would benefit from doing some of this work, please send them a link to one of my videos and introduce them to this work of forest bathing. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for being here. Namaste. The light in me salutes the light in you.